Well, I'm sitting in Costas at the moment, and just been thinking about Isaiah 30 a lot in recent days. It's a sort of good principle to remember that though everything in the Old Testament might not be about us, in that it wasn't originally written about our situation, yet at the same time it is for us. There are things that we can learn for our context. And in Isaiah chapter 30, it's a time of difficulty for the people of God, a time of pressure, a time of potential destruction and obliteration, actually. And in that setting, they decide to go to Egypt for help, and God actually pulls them up for that. That they shouldn't have gone to Egypt, they should have come to Him, and yet they say they're not going to do that they will go to Egypt. And God actually says, well, you know what, things are just going to get worse, actually. I'll just need to wait until you come to me. I'm just wondering what going to Egypt means in our context. These are perhaps days of opportunity is the best gloss to put upon the spiritual realities in Scotland at the moment. But at the same time, they're difficult days where there's many pressures, there's many forces, I think, that are anti the gospel and anti the church of Jesus Christ. It's a danger that we go to Egypt rather than go to God. What does that look like? Well, it can mean trusting in a franchise program. It could mean even something like putting our faith in Jordan Peterson. Many Christians are seeing him as a champion. Actually, he's a blasphemer who's quite happy to swear all the time and use Christ as a blasphemous pronouncement. He's a seeker after truth, I believe, and who knows, he may come to Jesus. But at the moment he's a blasphemer with no place for a living relationship with a living Jesus. And yet many Christians are seeing him as a champion of the faith. We need to be careful who we make alliances with. That's very clear in the New Testament that a believer shouldn't marry an unbeliever, or a believer shouldn't be involved in business deals with non-believers. And yet that teaching on inappropriate alliances is one that is ignored again and again, often sadly to folks' spiritual damage. So I'm just wondering, these are simply thoughts. What does going to Egypt mean? Are you going to Egypt? Am I going to Egypt? Is God saying, well, do you know what? I just need to wait until you come to me. And when you do, the purposes will be back on track, the blessings will flow. Let's not be like Israel in Isaiah 30 and say, no, we're not going to come to you. We're going to persist in going to Egypt. That scripture, as I say, it may not be about us, but it's certainly for us. God bless.